All right, this is part 2 of Homeless at 15 and what I did daily to survive until my circumstance changed. So in Greenspoint, there are a lot of apartment complexes. And so what I would do is I would walk the apartment complex because, like I said in the last story, I went to a couple of friends' house. So when I went to one of my friends' house, I left. It's nighttime. I can't stay there. So I left. I go around the apartment complexes. I'm just walking around trying to figure out like where I'm gonna stay because I cannot stay at that bus stop again. That's over with. That's over with because it was cold outside. I was unable to find any other place to sleep that was not cold. So I said, let me find somewhere to go. So I'm walking around all the apartment complexes. Well, a couple of them, not all of them, because it's too many to walk around all of them. So I walk around a couple of them. I notice that like in certain apartment complexes, there are a lot of windows for one window frame. So there's maybe 20, 24, or maybe more little glass in the window frame. So I was like, I got an idea. And really, it's just all about in the moment of survival, you're going to do what it takes. You find all kind of strengths and insight. Don't know where it comes from, but it does come. So I go to the window. There is a little white, I don't know what to call it, but it's a white enclosure around the window. And it's like a seal that keeps that little glass within this frame of a bunch of other glass. So I would remove that little white strip from the outside of the glass. What I saw was that it worked. I was like, let me try to take this off and see if I could remove that one piece of glass, and then I could stick my hand in that window frame, that window. So I would remove the white piece. I got the white piece off. The glass automatically falls off. So when it fell out, then I put my hand in the glass, unlock the window, push the window up, and then I would go in the apartment. Now this is a vacant apartment, so the lights are on because maintenance is getting that apartment ready for someone to move in it. So I noticed that, there's no blinds. There usually be no blinds in them, or the blinds are up. So the ones that had blinds in them, those are the ones that I would go to because I can put the blinds down and then be inconspicuous while I'm in here. So I would do that. I'm in the apartment. Well, before going to the apartment, like I said, I was walking around. I was like, man, I'm gonna need something. And I didn't know whether I was gonna sleep on the street or I didn't find the apartment first yet. So I had green sheets with me. I had them from the store. Green sheets were a little paper that you could get. It was free. It had like job listings. It's kind of like Craigslist or something that's on paper. So I had a few of them. When I got in the one apartment the first night, I made sure to lay that down. I laid the couple of sheets of the green sheet down so I could lay on top of it, and then I kept a few that I would put on top of me. So the first night, that's how I did it. And I also thought of, if one of those maintenance men returned to this apartment in the morning, I gotta be ready to run and get up out of here. So I made sure to sleep in my shoes. So every night I'm sleeping in my shoes, no matter what, because in the morning, I don't know if the maintenance man gonna come in and be like, hey, you're not supposed to be in here. You're gonna call the police, or what's gonna go on. So I gotta make sure that I'm able to pat and Sam with the quickness up out of here. And so I made sure to sleep in my shoes. And sometimes the apartments that I did sleep in were upstairs, so I had to make sure I'm on feet and I can hit the ground running. So the first night, the second night is what we on. The first night I slept in the bus stop, but the second night I opened that little window, this window sill, got in the window, get in the apartment. I sleep in the apartment. Didn't eat that day again. And then woke up the next morning, no alarm clock, because at this time there were no cell phones. So I did not have an alarm clock to wake up and know what time to get to the bus stop in the morning to go to school, because I was still going to school. So until I wasn't going to school anymore. And if you want to hear the story about me not going to school anymore, you can drop a comment and say, hey, I want to hear the story about when you didn't go to school anymore and what happened. How did you end up not going to school anymore? And then I drop that story too. So I get up the next morning, hungry. I get to the bus stop. Back then we would ride the bus at like 6 something. It would still be dark outside, so we would meet at the bus stop and then go to school from there. I ate at school. At this time, I don't believe I wasn't in any trouble in SAC or anything, so I was just at the same, I'm in the same school, you know, I'm in class with everybody. And so yeah, man, every day, that was my daily life until things changed. I will drop the story if you want to know again about why I stopped going to school and what happened from me not going to school anymore. I'll drop that story. And then, yeah, man, just continue. I have a part 3 of what went on after being homeless for a little bit of time and what happened. Just stay tuned.